Now on Fast Track News. The Boilermaker Special was involved in a crash last week, resulting in the death of a Lafayette resident.
Plus, political events on campus were some of the top stories this year. We have the recap for you.
And there were a lot of construction projects on campus this year. Where are they at now? All your campus news, weather, and sports is straight ahead. Fast Track is back.
Happy Friday, Boilermakers. I'm Julia Blanford.
And I'm Justine Hinckley. It's May 2nd and the final Fast Track show of the semester. Here's a look at your campus news for the week and this past school year.
Last Thursday, April 24th, the Purdue Boilermaker Special was involved in a fatal accident, which took the life of 23-year-old Lafayette resident Savannah Mason. The special's two drivers, both Purdue students, are members of the university's Reamer Club. The club is responsible for the Purdue's train mascot.
According to a news release from the Tippecanoe County Coroner's Office, the Boilermaker Special was traveling northbound on US 52 when the front driver's side tire blew, sending it into the southbound lanes. The crash happened near Wyandotte Road. Following the crash, Purdue released a statement that said the following: "We can confirm our Boilermaker Special was involved in a serious multi-vehicle accident in Tippecanoe County this afternoon. Our thoughts are with all those impacted by the incident." The two drivers of the special were taken to a Lafayette hospital, where they were treated and later released. At this time, the accident remains under investigation.
On Wednesday, Purdue clubs, colleges, schools, and other organizations pushed to make the 12th Purdue Day of Giving another record setter. The Day of Giving website and Purdue received nearly 37,000 gifts from donors this year, marking the most for the university yet. Totaling over $105 million in donations, it raised the second highest amount following 2023's Day of Giving. The College of Pharmacy garnered $24.5 million and landed the top donation spot. Purdue bands and orchestras had the largest participation from a group, only 7 short of 4,000 gifts. College of Agriculture increased their donation the most by 70% compared to last year. As for the student organizations, Purdue ACM SIGBOTS donated more gifts than anyone else, with 995. The year-over-year total for Purdue Day of Giving now hit $605 million.
I heard that the liberal arts booth at the Purdue Day of Giving also had snow cones. What a perfect snack for this warm weather.
Speaking of weather, meteorologist James Smith is here with a first look at the forecast.
Good morning, Boilermakers. Today is Friday, May 2nd. We finally made it into the month of May. We're almost done with the school year. What we're going to be looking at today is recently we've been having the month of June in April. We've been seeing lots of high 70s, even mid 80s. We've been seeing some 82, 83, even 84 degree days. And it's not like the nights have been cooling off either. These last couple, earlier in the week, we had some 70s going on Monday night, and even on Tuesday night, we were still still pretty warm. We're still going to be looking at some sun this weekend, but it's going to be a little bit cooler than it was at the beginning of the week. However, it's going to get right back to warm starting on Monday or Tuesday. Looking at today, we're going to have a high of 66 with a low of 48. There's going to be some scattered showers, but when it's not raining, it's going to be sunny. All of this is what we're going to be looking at for Fast Track this week.
The Purdue Contemporary Dance Company has its 2025 Springworks Dance Concert tonight and tomorrow. The performance features 7 unique dance works created by faculty choreographers Kathleen Hickey and Vivian Kim, alumni choreographer Christy Carr, and student choreographers Kendall Clay, Samantha Scheffler, Zoe Wrench, and Allie Simon. All works are created collaboratively and feature original movement, sound design, and lighting design by students. These works feature images and metaphors of nature, mechanics and physics, as well as delving into the human emotions connected into fitting in, relating to others, and dramatic self-expression.
The performance is tonight at 7:30 p.m. and there are 2 tomorrow at 2:30 and 7:30 p.m. in the Nancy T. Hansen Theater. Tickets can be found in the online Purdue box office. Going into our end of the year review, politics dominated a lot of our coverage this year. From how the 2024 election affected Purdue to Purdue student government passing state legislation, the Boilermakers have been in the political spotlight for much of the year. Reporter Julia Blanford has the story.
Purdue and politics don't always go hand in hand, but it wasn't an obstacle for the Purdue student government. Last March, the Indiana State Legislature nearly unanimously passed an extension to the Indiana Lifeline Law. The bill waits on the governor's desk, but that bill's roots, however, lie in West Lafayette.
We've lobbied members of the General Assembly. We assisted in the writing of Senate Bill 74, extension of the Indiana Lifeline Law. We've done countless media interviews, and we've been traveling back and forth from the State House to get this thing passed.
But unanimity and Purdue don't always go together. Several protests have taken over campus over the year for a variety of reasons, from climate change to the actions taken by the Trump administration, or conservative pundit Charlie Kirk's debate on Memorial Mall.
I like that he believes that our country should stay as we are, a capitalist nation, not socialist or communist. I'm 55 years old, so I enjoyed my life fully. And I want my 9 grandchildren to have the same thing.
On national news, Purdue has occasionally been in the crosshairs of the federal government throughout the spring semester. Thousands of student visas were revoked by the Trump administration, and while federal court documents show that these revoked visas are being restored, several international Purdue students were affected by the string, filing a lawsuit against the federal government. But attention hasn't just been from the executive branch. The House Select Committee on the Chinese Communist Party sent a letter to the president, Meng Chang, asking the university to release information on Chinese national students at Purdue. And finally, in the fall semester, Purdue initially had no plans to host a voting location on its campus. However, after pressure from the Indiana Democratic Party and local leaders, Purdue held a voting location at the co-rec for 6 hours.
It wasn't long ago that, women didn't get a right to vote, and now to have that opportunity, it's your civic duty.
With the Trump administration past its first 100 days, momentum may begin to slow down to pass the Trump administration's agenda. But who's to say that the political precedent will stick, or what Purdue has in mind within the political realm? Julia Blanford, Fast Track News.
The Lifeline Law has yet to be signed by the governor. If and when he does, it would go into effect July 1st. Up next, we'll take you back over the major construction projects over the course of the year.
And still to come, an update on Adriana Harmeyer and her run as a contestant on Jeopardy!
If I could describe Boilers Go to DC in one word, I would say insightful. I've done a couple internships in DC, but this experience was different and opened my eyes into what other aspects of DC has to offer in networking and relationships as well.
If I could describe BGDC in one word, I would say eye-opening. I've been to DC a couple times before, but I have had nowhere close to an experience as immersive or as informative as the BGDC experience.
If you're interested in politics and you want to get into working in government, this is a good experience for you.
It was something I initially myself really wanted to do, but I know there were a lot of people that might be on more of the fence about it. And I truly think BGDC was worth every penny, every time I did a reflection. Absolutely worth it.
If I can describe BGDC in one word, it's life-changing.
This past year, construction has taken over campus, with projects ranging from residence halls to new study spaces for students.
Reporter Kylan McElroy took us along for a tour of the ongoing projects.
The 24-25 school year has been full of construction projects. Let's take a look at some of them that are nearing completion.
The first stop on our construction update is the Liberal Arts Project, which will transform Stanley Coulter Hall, Beering Hall, and University Hall into more collaborative learning spaces. I spoke with the Director of Construction, Robert Smith, to get the inside scoop.
Really what we're trying to do is to create student-focused spaces. We're continuing through some of the interior framing and mechanical and electrical work. University Hall will be turned over and ready for occupancy in the fall of 2025. And the plan is to bring the first floor Beering Commons online in May of 2025.
Another portion of the liberal arts project includes the transformation of Hevelin Hall.
As you may have noticed, Hevelin Hall was demolished this fall, and currently the site is idle because of the cold weather that we have. The last phase of the Hevelin Hall work in the University Hall project is to really restore the footprint of the building to a green space. So there will be some green space there, there'll be outdoor seating, and really a nice area.
In addition to the liberal arts project, there are also multiple campus housing projects going on as well.
For Hillenbrand South, the project, we're constructing an 8-story, 896 pod-style bed facility. It's immediately south of the existing Hillenbrand Residence Hall, but there's also a dining piece included with this. So we're adding to the Hillenbrand dining area. We're increasing the seating from 516 to 778 seats.
But with so many construction projects taking place at once, some students are concerned that their housing may not be available for next fall.
I haven't seen any updates, heard anything. Going on the website, it just looks like AI generated images of the apartment. They have a contact us area, but they don't have an email or phone number.
Also this spring, the Daniel School of Business, which is right behind me, broke ground and will be open for completion in 2027. This is Kyla McElroy reporting for Fast Track News.
Thanks for that inside look, Kylan.
For the latest information regarding traffic changes and project completion, visit purdue.edu/physical facilities.
This year, we have been following clinical assistant professor in history and an archivist at Purdue, Adriana Harmeyer, in her journey on Jeopardy!
Harmeyer took to the stage in May of 2024 and has made quite a name for herself. Ellie Jones joins us in studio for the story.
Harmeyer is the 17th Jeopardy! Champion with 10 or more wins in regular season play. But she has gone that extra mile and has a total of 15. This impressive number sent her to the Tournament of Champions, where she won day 1 of play and finished 3rd overall with $75,000 in winnings. Fast Track sat down with her last fall and talked about her experience.
How positive it was. Everybody who was competing, everybody who worked on the show, I think just got to do something really exciting.
And during an email interview with Harmeyer this semester, she stated that she still can't quite believe that this happened, and that she originally went into her first show just hoping to answer at least one question right. She will be competing again in Jeopardy! Masters, which began this past week on Wednesday. We wish her good luck. Reporting in studio, I'm Ellie Jones.
Jeopardy! Masters includes 9 contestants, 2 of which Harmeyer has played before in the Tournament of Champions.
Although the first 2 rounds of play started this week, Harmeyer will not be seen until rounds 3 or 4.
I love contact improv because it gives me a space to come in and reset my mental capacity. I always leave, even though I'm tired, mentally I feel much freer.
I love contact improv because A, I get to meet new people, and B, it makes you feel so good after.
So going over our weekend, like I said, we're going to have those scattered showers, but also we're going to be seeing the sun as well. We're going to have that high of 68, that low of 48, like I said, but then we're going to have a partly sunny Saturday. We're going to go a little bit colder, down to 61. It's going to feel colder than 61 actually says, just because we've been having those warm days. And then we're going to have a low of 48, which is going to be going on mostly during the nighttime. And then Sunday, the sun's going to be covered up a little bit by all those clouds. We're going to have mostly cloudy weather. Then we're going to go back up to 64 with a low of 45. Like I said, the weekend's going to be cooler. Then we're going to go right back into it. I'll get into that when I get into the 7-day weather. But like I said, we got finals week coming on. So we're almost done. Study hard. I know we're so close. Even if you're a senior, we're so close to the semester ending. But like I said, it's going to be getting warmer next week. So what you could do is you could set up a hammock. You could put a beach towel down on the grass. You could study outside, if you definitely want to higher that brightness of the computer, because it's going to be pretty sunny as well. But if you want, you could definitely be studying outside for finals week. So, and then what we're going to have tonight is an 8:42 sunset, and you could definitely be studying outside all the way up until that sunset. And even when the sun is setting, it's going to be nicer for you for your laptop, seeing the screen in your laptop, and it's going to get cooler. You're going to see that nice sunset at 8:42. It's going to be later, and it's going to keep getting later and later. So here we go, looking at our finals week forecast. Like I said, we're going to have that high of 64 on Sunday. It's going to be cloudy with the low of 45. Then we're going to go up to 70. It's going to keep going up from there. We're going to have sunny weather on Monday with a low of 49. But then we're going to get a little bit warmer on Tuesday with a high of 72, low of 51, and then we're going to peak next week on Wednesday, 76. So if you've got early finals, it's still going to be a little chilly with the low of 54. That's going to be kind of rolling on from the night into the morning. But then on Thursday, we're going to have some those clouds from the previous day are still going to be there, but the sun is going to be peeking out. We're going to have a low of 74. It's going to feel pretty much the same as the rest of the week. We're going to have a low of 52 that day. Friday, hopefully that's your last day. Hopefully you don't have any Saturday finals, but we're going to have mostly sunny on Friday. It's going to be 75. If you're walking to that early final, once again, it's going to be lower in the morning, but then probably when you're done, it'll be warm again. That's going to go for basically every single day that week. And then Saturday, finally, we're going to have the high of 73 with a low of 52, and then we're done. Finals is all done. We're waiting for those final grades, and then let's let senior week begin if you're a senior.
Just ahead, we've got some Boilers heading to the NFL. Plus, both golf teams are heading to regionals. I'm Kyle Herschel. Don't go away. Sports is next.
Creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I don't lie at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got...
Over the past weekend, Purdue dropped a 3-game series to Illinois 2-1. However, that's not to shed light on the 14-run third inning they had in their only win. After dropping a pitcher's duel the previous day, the team must have been sick of not hitting because they put up 20 runs on Sunday. Their 14-run third inning started off with a homer from Breck Nowick, then the hitting poured on. Nowick was one of 7 Boilers to reach base safely, twice in the same inning. Nowick, along with Eli Anderson and Camden Gasser, each had 3 hit games. Following the big Sunday, Purdue snapped Notre Dame's 8-game winning streak in front of a packed Alexander Field. Following a 5-run first inning, Purdue won the game 11-5 behind a Logan Sutter home run and another Breck Nowick home run. They'll play Northwestern at home tonight at 6 o'clock. The Purdue Boilermaker football team now has a 5-year streak of a player being drafted in the NFL draft, with this year's edition heading to New York.
With the 154th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Marcus Bowe, tackle Purdue. Go Giants!
Offensive lineman Marcus Bow was drafted by the New York Giants in the 5th round with the 154th pick. Bow joins his former Boiler teammate Tyrone Tracy Jr., who was drafted by the Giants in the previous year. Bow is not the only Boilermaker heading to the NFL. Fellow offensive linemen Gus Hartwig and Corey Stewart both signed undrafted free agent deals with NFL teams. Hartwig will be going to the New York Jets and Stewart to the Los Angeles Chargers. 2 other Boilers will get an opportunity to prove themselves via an invite to rookie minicamp. Defensive end Jaira Ojata was invited to the Kansas City Chiefs rookie minicamp, and running back Reggie Love III was invited by the Indianapolis Colts. Be sure to tune back into Fast Track Sports next year as we follow the pro careers of every Purdue alum. 2 freshman Purdue wrestlers combined for 6 wins at the Under-20 U.S. Open tournament this weekend in Las Vegas. Wyatt Kreischa made his U.S. Open debut with 4-2 record in the 70-kilogram weight class. Kreischa impressed with a dominant 11-0 technical fall over two-time Washington State champion Mikey Fritz. Isaiah Quintero returned to the U.S. Open after placing 5th in the tournament last year. This year, Quintero went 2-2. Stay tuned for our coverage of all things Purdue wrestling next season. Both the men's and women's golf teams were selected for the NCAA Golf Regionals this past week. For the men, this is their 10th regional berth in the last 11 seasons. Purdue was selected as the number 7 seed in the Auburn Regional. Purdue has been a top 7 seed for 4 straight seasons and are looking to make their 2nd straight NCAA championship appearance. For the women, they earned their 10th straight regional berth, being selected to the Lubbock Regional. The women's team was also selected as the number 7 seed. The Boilermakers look to build on their performance from last year, where they finished 2nd in their regional and made it to the NCAA championships. We wish both the teams luck as they prepare to travel and play in these regionals. The women's Lubbock Regional will take place from May 5th to May 7th, and the men's Auburn Regional will take place from May 12th to May 14th. This past weekend, the Purdue softball had some tough losses, but made it up with an incredible win earlier this week. The softball team traveled to Ohio State where they were unfortunately unable to get a win. However, the team was able to achieve a new record of hit by pitches. Their new record as of today is 46 in one season. Softball did not just suffer a lot of blows this week. They were able to beat SIUE on Wednesday with a score of 7-5. We wish the softball team good luck as they play their final series of the regular season against our rivals, Indiana University. Purdue softball will be hosting multiple space-themed events each day in the series with multiple giveaways. Last weekend, a great Purdue racing tradition was held at the corner of McCormick Road and Cherry Lane. We got reporter Katie Donninger with the story.
During the last weekend of April, Purdue hosted the greatest spectacle in college racing. The 68th running of the Purdue Grand Prix was dominated by senior driver Rafe Shaw. He led the pack for 143 of the 160 laps. He also qualified in the first position. He raced with Kappa Sigma, the organization that won the race last year, although with a different driver. We asked Shaw how his team helped him win the race.
It's just a great group of guys. Everyone's really motivated to get the win yet again. They put in all the hours back at the house. After class, we're always working on the carts at the shed. Everyone's coming to practice, and it's just a good time when we're with the boys.
Another driver with Triangle Fraternity, Randall Hubble II, spoke to how important teamwork is to racing.
You can say all you want about, you need a fantastic driver, you need a fantastic cart, but at the end of the day, it comes down to the team that you have behind you.
The Purdue Grand Prix Foundation puts on the Grand Prix every year. We spoke to President Will Vorbach about his experience leading the event.
But also it's a great example to showcase Purdue engineering, our skills, our teamwork, and the ability to work together to come to a wonderful outcome like today and have a great winner. Hopefully they're going to have a lot of fun celebrating later on.
And celebrate they did. Shaw told us about what Kappa Sigma planned to do after their victory.
We're about to go drink a lot of beer, and we'll be good to go. Probably Harry's if we can get in.
Are you bringing the trophy to Harry's?
Yeah, they gave us permission, so we'll be there drinking with it.
I'm reporting from the greatest spectacle in college racing. This is Katie Donninger for Fast Track Sports.
The 69th running of the Grand Prix will take place on Saturday, April 25th in 2026. That's a wrap for sports, not only for today, but for this spring. Thanks for joining us this year. And stay tuned. Fast Track will be right back after this quick timeout.
So the student community is, a collection of students who are interested in, politics, things that are political adjacent, or maybe just, being more informed about what's going on in our government.
So we're a nonpartisan group over here at Purdue. We like to sort of talk about a lot of topics when it comes to political communication, stuff like that. We have strong ties to C-SPAN, and we sort of like to use a lot of the resources from C-SPAN to facilitate our meetings.
It's a great way to meet people who are interested in the same fields, or might have, again, a different perspective. You might want to hear more from them.
If you, either have some sort of interest in professions when it comes to politics or living in DC, I think it's a really, really unique experience to be a part of the CCSE student community. We have really amazing discussions where we really truly get to understand different perspectives and different backgrounds. I find that this group really facilitates that.
Now it's time for our question of the week. What was your favorite memory this school year?
We asked some students what they thought.
Probably being a TL for BGR, that was really fun. I made a lot of new friends.
I would definitely say the club fairs. As a freshman, I thought it was really nice to have all of the clubs out, and the people were so welcoming, and it was so great to meet people with so many different interests.
The first football game.
My favorite memory was definitely attending club events that were hosted by different types of clubs. It really helped me learn about the different clubs that are out there and helped me grow my social network.
All right, and finally, looking at our 7-day forecast, we're going to have mostly 70s this week for finals week. It's going to be mostly sunny. We're not going to see much rain this week. We're going to have some low lows, but we're going to have some high highs as well.
That's it for the final edition of Fast Track News this semester. Thanks for watching.
We'll be back next semester with more of your campus news, weather, and sports. Have a great summer, Boilers!
We are energetic, we are motivating, and we are unique.
I don't think you can beat Quidditch.
Hola from Spain. G'day mates.
Buenos dias.
Bonjour.
Hello from South Korea.
I'm studying abroad in Valencia, Spain this semester.
I'm studying abroad in Sydney, Australia. I'm studying abroad in Madrid, Spain.
Studying at Seoul National University.
At Isai Super Héros.
in Toulouse, France.
And I'm really getting to enjoy meeting all the new people and the culture.
How different it is from Purdue University.
It is an absolutely fantastic experience. I'm living my best life.
I can't wait to see you guys all overseas soon. A bientôt.
Adiós. Nos vemos de España.